But you get there, you get your MRIs, and then all day you're on NAD, you're on all this. It's
They put you in
not just
hyperbaric chamber.
hyperbaric chamber every day. So they do a little bit of that there too. They give you a little bit of that NAD with the IV. Hyperbaric chamber every day. Some electro thing that they put on and they pulse on your injuries. Super healthy food, everything all day. They're throwing everything at it. I went down and then, got my MRI, and man, like I said, before I went in for my good shoulder, it was fucked up for a while. I was doing yoga and it just would not heal 100%. So we get the MRI, torn labrum. I need surgery. So it's apparently, I'm no doctor, but apparently it's when labrums are torn, it's hard for your body to heal it. It's hard for blood to get there.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing.
That's what I've heard too.
But that's what I heard. And generally, based on the MRI I got, you have to get surgery. So they said, let's shoot it up. So instead of one big shot, it was 4 different shots. And now they're using ultrasound. So they're going right to the labrum. So the doctor that's shooting it up, he's looking at a screen and you could see the needle and he's going right to it. Boom, hit it in 4 different ways. And that first month of healing, I could barely move my arm, man. My arm was fucked.
From the shots?
From the shots. Wow. I could barely move my arm. It felt just like I had surgery. And, it fixed this shoulder, so I had faith, but I'm like, a torn labrum, shit. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe I need surgery. So then 2 months roll by. And this was, I got it done in March 20-something. And after a month, I get my range of motion back. After 2 months, it's feeling a little better. And every day I test it. I grab the bag of dirty mop heads, and I do that. Boom. Ooh, I still feel it. Damn, don't feel it here. This one's 100%. So that's how I gauged it with dirty mop heads. And every day. And then 3 months go by, and I'm like, oh, shit. Doing yoga, and in certain different yoga positions, I tested in this one, I always feel it. Ooh, it feels a little better there in this position. And in certain positions, you could feel it. You feel the little boom, and even downward dog, you feel it a little bit. And then the pain started going away, and I go, okay, let me fucking try to do a little Jiu Jitsu. So then I started rolling with, little people, and girls, just little people. And then I felt like I took 10 steps backwards. I'm like, oh shit. Again. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I didn't do shit for like 2.5 months, 3 months, and then it healed. It healed a certain way. It was like at 95%. That's why I felt.
And then you retore it.
So I felt like it healed a certain way, and my body said, dude, I didn't know you wanted it to heal a jiu-jitsu way. I thought you wanted to heal it in a way where you're not doing shit, because I wasn't doing anything. So I figured, okay, maybe it's just temporary. Take 10 steps backwards, let my body reconfigure, and then heal the jiu-jitsu way. And that's what I thought. So I've been waiting. And then I didn't go back to jiu-jitsu, and it's starting to get better, starting to hit that 90%. I could still feel it a little bit. And I'm like, I'm not going to go back to jiu-jitsu. And fuck it. I was like worried to start rolling again. And then this is what happened. And I don't know if it was a coincidence or not, but I decided, you know what? I got to start lifting weights, man. I got to get my shit together, man. I at least lift some weights. So I started doing light bicep curls, lightweight, high reps, just bicep curls. And I did like 8 sets. Just burnt, because I hadn't lifted weights in a while. And did a little back stuff too, but not too crazy. But for a week, when you haven't lifted weights for a while, and then that first set, that whole week, you're wrecked in that body part. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
My biceps, I couldn't even straighten out my arms. Like, oh my God, my biceps fucking so sore from all those sets of lightweight, high reps. Then after a week, it heals, and you could lift weights again. And when it healed, my shoulder healed. So I'm thinking maybe since I brought all this healing power to my biceps, because they were all tore up, and my body said, let's go heal those biceps. Labrum's right there. And I'm thinking maybe they're like, hey, let's fix this labrum while we're here or something. I don't know.
Well, it was probably on the way to being fixed. But
yeah.
You probably just aggravated all the tissue around it because you hadn't used it in so long. And it was probably very stiff.
It's 100% now.
That's
the
nice.
shoulders 100%. So it's been like that for about 2 weeks, and I've been lifting heavy.
Full length rotator cuff tear in my right shoulder. It's completely gone from stem cells. The doctor was freaked out. Dr. Roddy McGee in Vegas, he shot it up, and afterwards we did an MRI 6 months later. He said, "You have to understand how extraordinary this is." He goes, "That kind of an injury almost always requires surgery." And he goes, "Now you don't even have an injury anymore." He goes, "It doesn't even exist. Like when you look at it on the under an MRI, it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't bother me at all anymore." Stem cells are fucking incredible.
I got my back shot up too, but that's a whole different animal.
What was that like? Because that's like when they can actually make your discs fat again, right? Are they going into your discs?
Yes. I don't know if they're going into it or around it. I'm not sure, but they shot up my back. I was laying face down, and same day. They shot up my shoulder and they shot up my back.
How's that feeling?
It's hard to say because like I said, it's a whole different animal. I got steel and titanium and shit and screws and bolts and shit in my back. So I don't know.
They only do that part of your back with the stem cells?
My lower back, L5S1. And I had an MRI on my back too, and there was some bulging disc type stuff, disc degeneration.
Everybody in Jiu Jitsu has that.
I forget what it's called, but there's like facets or something like that hold your vertebrae together. They were all worn out too, so they shot those to see if they could regenerate the facets. My back was a wreck. So that's totally different than your shoulder and your labrum. So I don't know. It was feeling good, but 2 days ago, I was weightlifting really, really hard. Like I just feel so good that my shoulders are back. I started hitting bench, and I was hitting bench, and putting a little bit of weight on it. It wasn't that light, and I guess I was arching my back a certain way, like wrong. You know when you arch. Maybe I arched it a little too much, but man, I pulled a muscle in my lower back, and right now my lower back is frozen.